again.
Hey everyone, here we
Just
are
what I
again.
wanted.
Why, you wield Coronax the Heartseeker. I never took you for an archer, though the power of that bow is undeniable. Use it wisely.
The shield of light. Back to dust.
Yeah, having a special that can deflect is going
Wretches.
to be useful.
Just getting warmed up. Need all the firepower I can get.
You bear the blessing of Athena, yes? She would protect you from your enemies, whilst I would rather that you slay them and be done.
Let's see here.
Hey, well, we've just started, so it's unfortunately a bow run because the bow's going to give me the shadow castle. So we will just have to see how it goes. I'm not generally a fan of the weapons that require you to do a kind of run-up charge. Which unfortunately means that the bow and the gun are very worthy weapons.
Worthless.
I mean, the age-old line is, if you die in this game,
Not good. Never.
Hey, how'd you get your hands on a nice bow like that? You take good care of Coronax for me, so I can try it too once you're up here.
of the Huntress. Blood and darkness.
Seal the chamber.
I mean, for the pure power-up,
Then here we go.
there is one goddess who is my favourite out of all of the deities, because she has the best, in my opinion, like my playstyle, cast modifier. The problem is, she's a goddess you only unlock when I think you've hit the final level of, like, the final level in your escape. But once you kind of reach that far, you can encounter her, and it's just like, oh,
A few more moments.
she's so good.
Surely you could have avoided that.
But the problem is, you have to unlock it, unlike the other gods. Athena, I quite
that was
like.
too much.
She's got some good spelling.
Ooh, looks like one of those little numbskulls took a big old bite right out of you back there. I guess they got you, huh? Maybe if you weren't quite so tasty, they'd leave you alone. And so would I.
Yeah, that's the one.
Okay.
Well, well, well. Why, I can scarce believe my eyes. Is that you, boy? Cerberus, look who it is. He's back.
Cerberus looks mournfully toward the prince.
No need to drag the dog into this, Father.
Anything you say to me, you say in front of Cerberus. You might even learn a thing or two from him of listening and of obedience.
The watchdog Cerberus observes the prince.
Back soon, boy. More pets are certainly in order here.
Cerberus merely feigns concern for you.
You're much too modest, Lord Achilles, for someone with such a number of heroic deeds and glorious decapitations to his name. You ought to be more like ever boastful Zagreus and talk it up some more.
Oh, fear not, Orpheus. I was quite boastful in my day. And would you look at where it got me? Besides, I've not the imagination to come up with tales as tall as those of our Prince Zagreus.
What can I say? I try.
Your Highness! I just wanted to apologize because I think maybe I didn't act very appropriately last time you spoke to me. But I just really like this job, and I promise I will always do my very best, so I just hope I'll have another chance.
Deucer is the best.
Deucer, please, there's no need to apologize. You've been doing a wonderful job, really.
What? You really mean it, Prince? Thank you. Thanks so much.
Deucer is the best and doesn't deserve the shit that anyone puts up with. I will not be taking questions at this time.
Here you go. Should make a nice enough addition to my chambers.
A senseless change.
What's in stock? Nix, sometimes I get the impression the Olympians look down on those of us born of the underworld. Is that my imagination, or what do you make of it?
The gods of Mount Olympus tend to think themselves above us, child. Or so your father often likes to say. He alone was relegated to this realm and grew resentful of his relatives on high.
I can't imagine him otherwise. A fine addition to the bedchambers.
A beautifully decorated, subtly enchanted ball containing traces of the hapless prince's past attempts to flee the underworld now accents a particularly cluttered corner of his room.
Always wanted my own scrying pool. How many times has it been? How am I looking? See you, Mira. Skelly, you mentioned the ancient bit of blood I found in Tartarus. Know what I'm supposed to do with this stuff?
Wouldn't know a thing about it. Definitely doesn't have anything to do with those infernal arms of yours, some of which appear to still be unavailable to you, as I understand.
Unlock those first, then, huh? Should help me gain more darkness.
But you couldn't hit me with that, pal.
My keepsakes. Again. Hi, Aphrodite.
What shall we do here once you finally arrive? Perhaps we could go out and meet some mortals. I know all too many maidens and or noble gentlemen who'd absolutely love to get to know you.
Beautiful.
I appreciate the fact that she leaves it open for whichever way we want Zagreus to roll.
Gemstones.
Return to the abyss.
Master Chaos, I pledge never to forget you or your good graces. May your wisdom and your whim forever guide me.
Is this an offering of fealty or friendship, son of Hades? I do not wish to know from you the answer, so that I might dwell on it and all the possibilities. May you enjoy a moment's peace within my space before venturing on in uncertainty. To my surprise, I must admit, I do appreciate the company.
For Aegis. What else?
Chaos doesn't really care. Chaos is just there like, yeah, Chaos. Well, you do you, kiddo.
Good enough. What's in the world this time? A river market. Should come in useful.
At least that key will get me a bit closer to what
Heads up. Hello, Lord Ares.
You have the Shield of Chaos, Aegis. Quite unlike the one my good sister Athena likes to flash around. You have much better taste.
Dionysus. Oh, fudge nuggets. Really? Guess the one advantage I get is at least I get the sheep.
He's quite the chap. I'll give him that. I'll give him that. And now I'll give you this.
Yes, please. Give me more. Ambrosia.
Thank you.
Open up. We have a pest problem.
No time to lose.
Useless.
She is, Father.
Oh, this is good.
Next.
Hold on, was it whenever I gained life I gained ambrosia? Was that a thing I just... Or was it when I gained normal healing I get ambrosia?
What a fight.
Oh, healing chamber. Oh, this is the best room.
Nice and cool. Charon's shop.
Do this.
I'm pleased to have you as a friend as well, Charon. The pleasure's mine.
Ooh, is it one more to max?
I'll pay for that.
Care to hunt with me?
Nice to meet you.
Murderer.
Hey, you must be one of Meg's sisters. Nice to finally meet you. My name is Zagreus. Not murderer, definitely not.
Murderer. Murderer.
Look, I've done some things that maybe aren't great, but I am very, very sure I haven't murdered anyone.
Murderer.
Oh, yep, I remember this one. Shit, it's not really long enough. I'm now remembering this one. She's the boss who makes the room very small. She is the Fury of Murder, the Tormentor of Murder.
That's one way to prove I'm innocent.
Torment of Murder? Yeah, because Megara is... I can't remember what she's the Tormentor of.
Here's to a pleasant voyage up in Asphodel.
Won't bother asking how come all my keepsakes are here.
Okay, good news. That's gone up to level 2. Level 3 is
Let's think about this. Closer to the surface. Made it to Asphodel. Bloodless. with these. Better.
On with some hermit. Yeah, the third of the Furies, which is the one we've just met, is interesting. The second one is probably the worst, personality-wise, because she just enjoys her. At least with this one, it's kind of like, well, she has a job, it's to deal with murderers. Like, she knows what she's about.
Surprise.
Now I've got the armor off, we can just throw them in lava.
Boss, you probably caught yourself thinking, Hermes sure is quick. So how come it took so long for him to show up in the first place? Well, I'm afraid that's not for you to know. But it's not because I was late. Not late for anything.
That's the stuff. And we're off.
Oh.
too heavy. Thank you, mate.
eyes. Oh, of course, it's the giant fucking...
Bloodshed, then.
Oh dear.
Some darkness.
With great difficulties. Also, I have a boon that lets me once per playthrough basically revive.
Don't spend it all in one place, mate.
For now, until we do. Either I'll beat the high door.
Touch me, and I shall have your head.
great if I have the boon that, It's great if I have the boon that lets me recover health off slaying it and have a chance to get healing. I don't have that boon, which means at the moment it's
I'll get that
Probably
Hydra.
would have made it if I still had that death defied, but unfortunately I was already dead. I already died once at that point.
How's it going?
Oh, Bone Hydra got you again, huh? Real sorry about that. Though you know what? I want you to get back out there, you know, all through Tartarus and Asphodel again, and knock some sense into it for me, okay? Okay.
Okay.
Oh, I see you've decided to come home. Changed your mind yet? Or looking for more pain and suffering?
More pain and suffering for sure. After all, you taught me to appreciate the finer things.
You keep telling yourself that, boy. But mark you my words, sooner or later this life that you have chosen for yourself shall teach you I was right.
Good talk. Good talk. Let's see here. Achilles is off duty.
It's awfully quiet here, you know, when you're out and about. Makes me a bit self-conscious, truth be told, seeing as ostensibly I'm the musician of this court.
Look, if you decide to start strumming on that lyre again, I'm sure nobody here is going to mind. Though you take care, okay?
If you insist, my friend.
Hey, that's new. Nyx, do you know anything about a softly spoken gentle being under the guise of chaos? They approached me recently and offered me a boon of sorts.
Primordial chaos. Indeed, I know them well. They must have taken interest in your quest. I would advise that you beware their offerings, though know that chaos, whilst a trickster, is not a deceiver.
Cerberus might be on duty,
I think.
Hi, Your Highness. I just wanted you to know that if you do get out, we are going to miss you around here. Okay, so, bye.
Thanks.
Oh, look, it's Meg. Employee of the month.
Megara, the featured servant of the house.
Good on, good on. Why am I stuck? I'm stuck between stools. Do so will always be best. I will not take questions at this time.
Hello, Mira.
I'm trying to remember who the... Oh, that one might need me to complete the... Do a complete run for it. Do some respects.
There
Do you
he
know what
is.
need me to do a complete run for it?
You're getting pretty strong, I'll give you that, boyo. Strong enough to smack a guy like me right up against the wall, and I'd go straight to pieces. Boom! You just remember, when you're duking it out, the walls are your friend.
Smack guys against walls. Sound advice as ever, mate.
Oh, the sword. My second favourite weapon. My primary favourite weapon being the shield. Oh, the shield is so good. Sorry, not shield. Spear. Spear is so good.
You're getting somewhere, man. I understand you made it up to Asphodel before. Now that is progress. Keep it up. You keep on going, yeah?
You're nothing.
Thing is, I'm not really a fan of of course, I like Dionysus, not for his buffs to primary to your 2 attacks and casting. I like him for the buffs he gives your
Let me have it.
the weird like secondary buffs. Those are what's when it's good to have Dionysus a bit. For primary weapons, I tend to like Athena.
You move in darkness, practically unseen, son of Hades. It is quite difficult even for me to sense your presence at times. The Olympians catch their glimpses now and then, but you are always in a shroud. Thus is the influence of Nyx. If that is your desire, you shall have it done.
Oh, good. Fixed up.
Ooh.
Much better.
It's gonna be nice. We don't really have the money, and we don't have any nectar to give. So now let's oh my god, it's absolute chaos now. I'm about to be ranged attack. That's
Extra coin.
oh yeah, I forgot the damage buff is up.
Ready, lads?
Just because I just have to not get hit. Second alarm.
My chaos being involved in.
Well, one good thing about all of the blood you've lost is it was even easier to track you down this time.
Wow. Fucking wow.
Artemis
Wow. Just like, oh yeah, I see you're on low health. Well, it makes it easier to find you because you're nearly dead. Thank you. appreciate. That was gonna happen.
I don't think so.
This is gonna be a short run. That's fine, because part of the reason I do these things is to... Part of the reason I'm picking the boons I have is to satisfy the faith that you will pick each boon once, at least.
Where now?
And if you pick them...
What is it now?
Wretches of the underworld, this is your chance.
Found me, huh? So close.
Shit. I jumped into a witch.
Was that truly your best?
Oh well. As I said, the main thing for me is it meant I had the chaos
Damn it,
boon.
Father.
Also, I got a load of keys that run, so that's helpful. Oh. No Morpheus. Oh, that's why there's no Morpheus.
You're late with your report, Hypnos.
Oh, Hypnos.
Again. The dead, of course, can wait, but I'm less patient. Now explain yourself to me.
Oh, well, let's see. I woke up, I don't know what time it was, and I made sure that every shade had been accounted for, just like I always do, except I couldn't find my list at first. Can you believe it? I thought maybe my brother played a little prank, and so...
Get to the blasted point already. I don't have all day or night. Your report, where is it?
Sure, I was just getting to it, Master. My list, I found it over by the lounge. It was inside, but I am not the one who put it there, no sir. So I've been making positively sure it's not been tampered with, that it has everybody's name, cause of death, place of birth, former body weight, any previous allergies or medications.
Enough. Blood and darkness, that's enough from you. Just see to it the ledger of the dead is accurate, and get back to your post. Would that you could be more like your brother.
You've done it now, Hypnos.
The vicious, triple-headed Cerberus shows some restraint for now.
See you, boy. Who's the best three-headed boy?
In a minute, I'm going to call a brief 5-minute bio break. I'm just going to quickly run round and see all the...
Your extended family, the Olympians. They wish to help you from this place, don't they? I just hope that their intentions are as pure as they appear. They don't get on well with your father.
Neither do I last time I checked. I'll take all the help I can get trying to break out of here.
I'm pleased to hear you say that. I've known too many far too proud to accept help, even when it was sorely needed. You just be careful, lad.
Where's our court musician? What's for sale? More keys for me.
I will hold off on the nectar for now.
Have to tell you, Deucer, your job seems really stressful here. It's a big house. You have to tend to the entire thing.
Oh, well, most of it isn't so bad at all. But ever since Cerberus tore up the lounge, I guess it's been a little hectic getting everything back to normal like before.
I'm not sure it was ever normal around here, but I'm sorry I created work for you. Cerberus tore the place apart because of me. Though maybe I can help you patch things up.
Don't say that, Prince. Cerberus knows better, and besides, you have your job to do, don't you? And I have mine. And I will do my very best at it. Just wait and see.
And she's off. I have to ask you something, Nyx. What is this debt you owe my father anyway? Forgive my eavesdropping, it's just I heard the two of you discussing things and it came up.
I was here long before your father. The responsibility to govern fell to me. Yet I could not manage on my own. I shape the darkness, ensure the integrity of the domain. I am less prone to census-taking and administering rules. I receded from such responsibilities.
It was too much even for you. So, when father arrived, you welcomed him? He helped?
I was quite skeptical of him at first. I thought his presence merely a cruel trick of fate. But he worked diligently from the start. Soon there was order where once there was none. I fashioned this house for him, and I maintain it still. We remain in partnership, in interdependency.
He has never taken advantage of you? Of your generosity?
No, child. He has not. He can be short with me, as you have seen, but that is the extent of it. We have found ways to reconcile disagreements. Though your relationship with him, it is more complicated than my own, I fear.
I'm sure we can reconcile our disagreements all the same. Thank you for waiting. Something inevitable I can do? Which one?
Little tip, boyo. You find any coinage while you're out there, you be sure to pawn it off to that old Chiron. Boatman guy, use it or lose it, pal. Use it or lose it.
Thanks, mate. Note to self, always spend everything I earn instead of ever saving. This one. Twin Fists of Malphon. Our strength combined surely cannot be stopped.
Whoa, those are some polish.
Right, we are going to briefly pause so I can do a quick bio break. We will say meet back in 5 minutes. I guess we would if the break screen actually turned on. Okay. Sorry about that, everyone. Unfortunately, oh god, don't tell me everything is broken. Come on. Why are you not showing? Oh, there we go. Sorry about that, everyone.
Ready.
The need was urgent.
This is where you belong. You feel out of place? Where would you even go? What would you have me do? Your place is here.
My place is with my mother. Hello, Lord Ares.
Know that I admire your Lord Father very much. For his grim work lets me continue mine. I trust that one day you shall settle your dispute.
Now let's be reasonable now. Daedalus power. Might as well.
It's yours to shape as you see fit, regardless of the fate's design. Together we may twist that path a bit, if you would like. It shall be so. Right. Next up. Blast. Delicious. Palm power.
Well, I'll look at it positively. At least I can hopefully get some lovely nectar.
The curse of chaos has been lifted. this. I accept this message. To eat. Charon's shop. Yum.
Interesting. Black cards give him. Give me a second, I just need to check something. How do I unlock the thing to give him... Okay, so I need to actually... So I need to actually... So I need to actually do something to get to gift it. Questions, what do I need to do?
Oh, hi there.
Oh, you're new.
Oh, finally. I've been waiting for this. Really.
You must be one of Megaros' lovely sisters. I don't believe we've had the pleasure. Waiting for what, exactly?
So sick of, you know, doing my regular job, uninterrupted, not having to clean up Meg's messes.
Just check. Mike is working. Yes, yes, yes.
I get the feeling we're starting off on the wrong foot.
Anyway, I always wanted to kill a god. You'll have to do.
I can't. She's powering up.
Dodge this.
I hope she's happy.
Okay, so Charon is locked. I'm going to need to do more to get that unlocked. So at that point, I will keep giving it to Chaos and...
What? Oh, wow. Electo's got it out for you? Normally, she doesn't kill anyone. She likes keeping them alive. For quite a while, really. Hurts them still, but doesn't kill them off. I guess she really doesn't like you, huh?
I guess so. Guess what, Father? The lounge is all tidied up. Your house contractor there is quite efficient once you muster up the necessary funds. You should try it sometime.
Are you expecting words of thanks because you paid the contractor to fix a bit of devastation that you caused? I fear it shall take rather more than that.
What if I replaced every furnishing in this blasted place? Would you treat me any better then?
I suppose, boy, that there's only one way to find out. Though I suggest you save yourself the trouble.
Oh, it's no trouble at all.
Cerberus is preoccupied with scratching and biting at himself.
Take care, boy.
You're back. You're getting somewhere with that codex, lad. I'm pleased to see it. My duties to the house have meant that lately, I can't travel quite as much as once I did.
I'll try to travel for the both of us, Achilles. I've seen so little other than these walls. How about this, contractor? The time has come once more to modify the drapery.
Make up your mind.
That's a lot of gemstones. Let's put that up again.
Whose house do you think this is? A garish hue.
Yeah, but gold works better with the bone.
Oh, hello, Zagreus. You look a little down, and so I was just wondering, would you perchance fancy a song right now?
How about In the Blood? That's one of your...
Oh, fancy that one, do you? Alas, I've not the heart to sing it anymore.
You have met most of your Olympian relatives by now, child. Although the power of their blessings is fleeting here, they shall continue to support you as long as necessary.
They all still think I'm headed to join them on Olympus. That's why they're helping me.
They are helping you because you are family. Family with whom they do not yet have a complicated past.
It's getting complicated pretty fast. Deuce is not here. Anything good? Another prophecy. get stronger.
Probably everything that's more reliable. Ones that restore 50. What's this one? Stubborn Defiance. Restores 30% when dying once per chamber. I think that probably is getting to the point where it's useful. Now we'll just unlock this. What's this? Gain 50% damage. Damage per 5 and +1 dash.
No way.
So this is deals. Yeah, that's just a combat buff, whereas this one is you reduce the movement speed and damage.
Let's try this.
I must prefer.
Phew, felt that.
Special delivery for you, but less talk and more socking here.
Hey, look at that. Malphon, the Twin Fists. Let's say we crack some skulls. Ready, Malphon?
Want to try that thing out?
Right, just 20 encounters.
You got your hands on Malphon, the Twin Fists, I see. No ordinary weapon. Prone to fits of savagery quite unbecoming of a well-trained warrior. Then watch yourself and throw not caution to the wind.
That was the thing I was going to do. I was actually going to read through some of this now. We've actually got somewhere. So what's this, Hades? What is there about to say about the Master? Master not just of the house of which I work, but the entirety of the domain beneath the earth, the place we all end up after we die. He is a god of character. I have to give him that. In life I once served among someone who reminded me a little of him. Yet even the kingliest mortal pales in comparison. Suffice it to say, when Lord Hades takes matters of fate-appointed underworld in utmost seriousness. Yet his meticulous veneer gives way to impatience frequently enough, especially with his only son. This resentment extends to his never-ending work, for he presides over an endless procession of the dead. The Master claims he alone can tend to their affairs, but grudgingly I think he expects his son's support. Mother of Night would like to call her, though rare is the occasion when she dotes upon us. She has her many children to look after, many of whom reside now in the locales beyond my reckoning, perhaps beyond hers. Yet nonetheless she toils about the Master's house and conducts affairs that fail to reach his notice or gain his attention. I take one look at him, I think any questions of his parentage are soon resolved. Never seemed to like it much. There, growing up within Lord Hades' well-appointed house, one day I took him on as disciple under orders from Lord Hades. The Master worried his heir lacked any firm direction in life, and indeed Zagreus took well to martial ways, and I'm proud to say now he was my student. The Stygian boatman is a lot of things, although I'm afraid he isn't much for conversation. I have tried, though perhaps not persuasively enough. I wonder where he finds the time to mill about, as sometimes he is prone. His duty as the shepherd of the recently deceased was keep him very busy overall, but even still he finds time to collect trinkets and sell them back to us, for reasons only he can understand. It is said that sleep is the cousin of death. That turns out not to be quite correct, insofar as the two are brothers born to Nyx herself. The former of the two, we call him Hypnos, while he whiles away half sleeping, watching the pool of sticks in the foyer of the house, taking stock of those arriving in the Master's domain or returning to it. Though Hypnos may be lacking propriety, he brings a certain cheer, however unconventional, to the grim proceedings of the house. Megara. The ancient Fury sisters deal retribution for eternity against those who live lives unspeakably befoul the lives of others. They each seem to relish their grim work, though none so much as Megara the first amongst them. Tisiphone. Among each of the Deathless Fury Sisters, the one known as Tisiphone is probably responsible for a particularly fearsome reputation they all share, both on the surface, the earth, and here below. Chaos. Even Nyx, a mother knight, comes from somewhere. Even Olympians above, and Master Hades himself, eternal though they are, they all came unto this world after they or their ancestors sprang from the darkness of chaos. Here within the underworld we are closer to chaos than any other mortals and the gods above. Closer to that first long-forgotten primordial consciousness, oft forgotten now or believed dead and gone. Master of the heavens, God amongst gods, so much of my mortal life was impacted by him. Now even in death I serve his brother. Do not think I had much to say for the Lord Zeus, which is widely not known already. Master of the seas, the Earthsaker, brother to Lord Hades and Lord Zeus, Lord Poseidon. I am ever grateful that while I was living, he was merciful to me. Down here, however, I must say I rarely feel his influence. All of us, we are beneath him now. How many of my brethren did he drown during my mortal days? He comes across as affable, yet I have not forgiven him. Some things I am certain, one of them is this. There were many times during my mortal life when my spear found its mark thanks to Pallas Athena. She favours those with dispositions such as mine, and I would like to think her efforts keep the violent lusting of Ares, her half-brother, well in check. Aphrodite wields her beauty and her charm much the same lethality as I can wield a spear. I have seen her handiwork first-hand, and it is often not as pretty as she. I sometimes think that she among all Olympians may be the mightiest of all. A crashing wave or thundering tempest are preferable to a broken heart. The goddess of the hunt has always held my highest admiration. Unlike so many of her brethren on Olympus, she seems unconcerned, being praised at every turn by mortals, and instead she dutifully holds her station as master of the natural world. Even Lord Hades may hold some respect for her, I think. Certainly her power is responsible for no small quantity of shades in his domain. Although my heart has long since stopped, it yet holds love in it for all the gods save one, the one who made and ruined me as well. I have no kind words to impart to him, except perhaps in form of this concession. War, much like the heavens and the sea, could be considered a force of nature. Keeps men down, and they shall never grow too plentiful. This or near as mighty as the god. This way or near as mighty as the gods. Perhaps I ought to feel kinship with the easygoing son of Zeus, for it is said that he has some mortal blood in him, not just divinity. This may explain why among Olympians is so well loved by mortal kind, because he loves them back, bringing to them more joy than suffering for the most part. One of the free-spirited sons of Zeus, his patron, and to the travellers, traders, even tricksters. Youthful in spirit and appearance, he could be mistaken for a common lad if not for his extraordinary swiftness. None whom I know approaches agility or athleticism. He puts his peerless skills to specific use, serving as messengers of Olympus. Vast distances are nothing to him, yet there is something more to Hermes. He is the only god upon Olympus who dutifully serves the underworld, in addition to his Olympian affairs. As in reason to regale you with stories of my past, suffice it to say I fought as bravely as I could, alongside many of the finest men the world has ever known. I buried far too many of them, and sent many others to this place, where now, at last, we are all peers. I am fortunate the master of the house took pity upon me, and spared me from eternal boredom in Elysium, with an existence closer to the times when I still lived, and had a job to do. No one sings a sweeter, sadder song than Orpheus, who, if I am to understand correctly, is among the only mortals to want to venture down into the underworld and return to tell the tale. Most of those who earn the highest form of punishment in Tartarus are committed acts I hesitate to commit to page, though Sisyphus is an exception to the rule. Eurydice, mortality and immortality are closer than most gods care to believe. There are such minor gods as can be killed. So it is with nymphs and all the naiads and dryads and the like, spirits of the wood, seas and skies. In life they capture our mortal senses, imaginations, but in death we are more alike. The The fierce and multi-headed hound of hell is really not so bad as his deserved reputation otherwise would lead you to believe. Yes, the massive beast has feasted on no short supply of interlopers to the underworld, or on those attempting to escape. However, tales of the numbers of his heads are oft exaggerated, and in his old age his temperament has grown much more relaxed. Indeed, he seems the one sole source of comfort in the house's grim master. A splendid house as the master's own requires a great deal of cleaning. Little Gorgon seems forever doomed to do it all herself. I sometimes offer my assistance, although there is little. It is here the little Gorgon bears her fangs, refusing any help. But I can clearly see my own reflection in our polished countertops suggests she doesn't need it either. The animated skeleton and I, we seldom get along. He's too talkative for me, and spouts such simple condescensions to all those in earshot, seemingly as though he were an expert in the ways of war. I disapprove of his reckless advice, and uncertain as to who he was in life, to be so self-assured in death. I'm uncertain of why he is even here. It's quite odd the master does not seem to know of him at all. And been appointed to the fates, to reign beneath the earth for eternity, the master was awarded a permanent place of residence and a base of domain, in addition to the wide variety of responsibilities to the dead. The lowest region of the underworld are reserved not just for the master's own abode, but for the benefit of every wretch who, in the course of drawing breath, failed every opportunity to leave a sort of positive impression behind. One of the many reasons it is best left for mortals to strive to treat each other reasonably well is that after having lived their short lives, they may wind up stuck with one another for eternity in the meadows of Asphodel. Some mortals surely would wish to live forever if only they could, but for sensible ones, spending eternity in the fields of Elysium would be their foremost choice. To be forever in that beautiful place together with only the greatest souls that ever lived. It must be some place even darker, even deeper than the lowest depths of Tartarus, for even Tartarus sprang forth from somewhere. Oh, no. Stygius, blade of the underworld, must have been amongst the finest weapons ever wielded. Back when it was whole, back when the 6 elder gods sealed the Titans in the deepest recesses of Tartarus. The blade evidently played no small role for their success. It must have been Lord Poseidon who brandished the blade before he opted for the trident he so likes. Now the blade lies broken, survived by its burning soul. I knew Master Hades would pay little heed if I provided all the shattered remnants of the thing to his own son, who naturally was able to reconstitute them into something more functional indeed. Must have been a sight to when Lord Hades wielded Varatha, the eternal spear, versus the Titans, driving back those fiends into the depths, together with the help of his Olympian brothers and sisters. Master has since traded the terrifying weapon for a larger 2-pronged fork, which he likes to brandish in threat, noting sometimes its superiority to the trident to Lord Poseidon, which he insists is but a mere copy. Varatha, meanwhile, has seen better days, but it is a weapon built for war, and war will always find it, I suspect. After all, it now lies in the hands of Lord Hades' heir, whose command much resembles the 2-pronged fork Lord Hades came to favour since that time. Father and son are much alike in the least of this. Coranct, the so-called Heartseeker, is some of the finest bow ever conceived, and wielded once by none other than Mistress Hera, who stood side by side with Zeus. Better terms back then, as they drove back the Titans under a storm of arrows and thunder. Hera since abandoned her once warlike ways, quite understandably, for she has greater matters to attend to now. However, Coranct yet yearns for further bloodshed, but it shall find to the hands of Lord Hades' own son, whom I taught the way of such weapons. I have a distaste for the bow, it must be said, which was by the bow my own life was ended in a manner of debatable glory. It served the prince better than it served me. Aegis, the shield of chaos, is descended from the very Aegis wielded by Lord Zeus and by Athena, his most favoured daughter. The Lord of Thunder defended his brothers and sisters using the very shield. Together they conspired to drive the Titans back into the lowest reaches of the underworld. The shield was shattered. Yet a burning effigy remains, its power still intact. A power sealed within the visage of a monstrous entity even the Titans feared. That might is uncontrollable, scarce functions as a manner of defence. Instead, its writhing maw wields might, shattering bone and solid rock with little effort, considerable zeal. Oh, shit. What is a weapon if not an extension of one's will to survive and to destroy? The ancient Cyclopean Forge Masters, who created the infernal arms in accordance with the Fate's design, must have understood this when they delivered the singular Malphon known as the Twin Fists in secret to the gods. The dead in Tartarus are here, in general, because they did not deserve noble death. They were knaves, scoundrels, cutthroats, the worst the mortals have to offer. Even now, reduced merely to shades, they are compelled by evil thoughts and take to brandishing about crude weapons washed down by the river Styx. Practitioners of foul arts, their lives were invariably cut short, but now they're continuing away within the bowels of the earth. Here, the sole remaining source of purpose that they have is to snuff out the final vestiges of life that find their way into the grim domain. There's ample room in Tartarus for the prodigious porous entities, who doubtless were intolerable when they lived. Now, having reduced merely to their most base negative impulses, the damnable wretches do their part to help uphold the underworld's cool reputation. The ashes of the dead were copious in the underworld, sometimes congealing into awful little spirits keen in causing whatever strife and mischief they can. These wretches house themselves in long-forgotten urns, almost like underwater crabs choosing ignoble homes, the derelict seashells. The land of death, anything that lives is likely to be rather bothersome here. The numbskulls certainly fit the profile. Voracious little creatures, the Lord Hades nonetheless opted not to exterminate them all, since they do have a tendency to prey on foolish shades who dare leave their station. The hideous appearance of this mound of human-looking skulls effectively deters any who wander out of the reaches of the underworld. Even an endless litany of numbskulls waits to clatter forth, mindlessly preying on what little life essence they are able to find. Pressures of the lower reaches of the underworld forge these terrifying crystal entities, imbued with overflowing hatred from the essence of the damned, which gives them something akin to life. Their hatred concentrates to a ray of pain that even chthonic gods have learned to carefully avoid whenever possible. So desperate are some souls to escape the realm of the dead, they plunge into the mists of Erebus, even before their sentencing. Having thus been lost, they are never officially registered or heard from again. There is no escape from death, even for such souls. The underworld was born from nothingness, pure chaotic void. Vestiges of this remain in place, crystallized in a form of something that could not rightly be called life. Skeletal remains of the fallen warriors, left with nothing but insatiable impulse toward violence, bloodless wander of burning fields of asphodel, hungering for something far beyond their capacity. Once mortals who fell in battle, they were not given proper burial, now remain forever trapped in the throes of combat, seeking consciousness encased within the prison of bleached bones. For mortals that need occasionally arise to draw blood, whether for cause or by necessity, there are also those who do it for their own sake, monsters in form and men revealed finally for what they are, once in this realm. As if forged bronze is insufficient in its keen ability to put an end to life, there have been those who studied the eldritch art of chemistry and fashioned devastating fiery devices known as bombs. Marauding warriors that once lived in sin and lusted after murder, now reborn beneath the earth, eternally reliving final violent moment of their days of war and strife. Perhaps the titan god Prometheus would have reconsidered before gifting the mortal kind the gift of great discovery of flame, the foreknowledge of this punishment, or foreknowledge of burn flingers who practice their obscene art only for destruction's sake. One-time signs of so many long-forgotten cults which worship monsters slain by heroes at some point, these remnants of living yet possess capacity to give certain... Ooh, shit. shaped diabolic energies. Mortal life is a struggle to survive, the ends of failure, one final lesson prior to transfer here, where we have room enough for every living thing, from the greatest men to the lowest of serpents. In life they worship the chthonic gods through profane practices beyond knowledge or capability of lesser soul. Immortal ichor of the most infamous Gorgon spilled from her severed head into the earth, it trickled to the underworld and spawned blood-vengeful offspring. In the great and ancient war that raged between the Titans and Olympians, the brutish Cyclopses stood with the former side, and dearly paid for it. Their kind soul but disappeared from the earth, their remnants still remain beneath it. Petrifying Gorgons were so feared amongst the living that kings and men summoned the greatest of the heroes to dispatch them, claiming the fickle gods desired it. Stripped of flesh of the hero Heracles, sliced through and cauterized, Hydra now resides in the underworld, strewing a scintillating torment of river of fire called the Phlegethon. The exalted, such as blade wielding bright swords, are bound to the arms they carried when they fell in battle as mortals. When severed from those arms, they make desperate grasp for them so they can fight some more. I know what they can do only too well. Their endless training regimen takes influence from a specific martial style I strove to perfect enough. Spears have been my preferred weapon for reach and versatility. And as the soul member of the depths of chaos, nothing more, I think. But it is all we are as mortals, and it is all we are reduced to once we inevitably fade away. Such a surprise then that we souls seek company in death just as life. Likewise, it comes no surprise, I think, that some such souls yet harbour hatred in what used to be their hearts. And we'll do artifacts later.
Who dies first? Back. That's the last of them. All right.
Son of Hades, I shall make myself quite clear in one respect. I fear I have a lack of patience for discussion. When visiting, please merely listen, and accept my mark, and then depart. Respond only when necessary, or when prompted. Yes.
Merely listen, so it's just like when I get those messages from the Olympians. Wait, you did just prompt me, Master Chaos, didn't you? Or should I have remained silent just...
I cannot offer you advice, but you were prompted, yes. You may speak freely, then or any time, despite my wishes that you not do so. Absolute silence is my general preference. So shall it be.
Next. Power of Olympus. curse of chaos has expired. You lads again, huh?
I'd never trade my bow for all that pomp and armor, but I guess to each her own.
That's what you get. What's mine.
You shall pay for that. Who is going to clean all this up?
There we are. Where now? Feeling good. Tuned up.
These are the most important. Nectar.
More louts. Gift. Kieran's shop. Take it. Who's it going to be? Oh, hello.
What's that you're holding, Zagreus? Please tell me that you didn't steal the most dangerous, unstable artifacts sealed shut within your father's vault.
It wasn't I who stole them, if that's any reassurance to you, Meg.
You are a hopeless fool. You cannot possibly know what you're doing with those things. You put them back exactly where you found them. Beg me for mercy, fool. Where you stand. Do you give up? Touch this. Not again.
I did it. Blood of the Titans. Just what I need, except... we go. Thank you. Hot up here. Going in. I'm ever grateful that my journeys through the underworld mean that we can get to know each other, Master Chaos.
Your repeated generosity with me is starting to become a bit predictable. And yet somehow I nonetheless appreciate it still. How very odd.
In the name of Hades.
choose the same.
Bloodless. Island. Let's see what's up for sale. I can use this. Break it up, witches. Oh, blasted witches got me.
Wow, you just barged into the witches' circle out in Asphodel and they just filled you full of all those stinging purple orbs and killed you, huh? You can't just show up expecting to join their club. You have to study witchcraft for years.
I'll get right on that.
Had enough yet? I know that Nyx has been abetting you. You wish to take advantage of her pity? I care not. Her powers have their limits anyway.
How can you... Nyx is the night itself and can do as she pleases, isn't that correct, Father? You think I asked you to get involved in all this business?
You, boy, have already dragged this entire household, not to mention my fool relatives, into this mess which you've created, which you dare call business.
Pleasure doing business, then. Hey, Achilles. My father's hall back there. I don't suppose you'll let me have myself a look. Lots for me to rummage through, I'm sure.
You know I'd do just about anything to aid you, lad. But my ability to do so hinges on me sticking to my post. Though if I do catch wind of anything back there requiring attention, you shall know.
Understood, sir. Orpheus, forgive my bluntness here, but I have to ask, why won't you sing? You were a legend, mate. Our court musician.
Why, it's that I've lost my muse, my friend. It isn't harder to explain than that. Have you not had such moments in your life where you had lost the will to chase your passions?
I suppose I have, yeah. But recently I found my drive again. And that's why I have to get out of here.
And I am truly happy for you, friend. Alas, I've had no luck in my own search. Not that I'm searching any longer, so I'll just be over here, okay?
What? There must be some mistake. Prince, you're giving this to me?
I want you to know we all appreciate you, Dusa. Don't work yourself too hard on my account, okay? Dusa, turns out that I may be stopping back from time to time like this. But please don't bother picking up my room. I won't be staying long.
Oh, sure. But I'll just keep an eye on things in there from time to time, in case you change your mind. So, goodbye.
Goodbye.
Any other weapon must be held in hand, but Mathalon bounds with bonds of its wearer utterly, engulfing them with primal strength and alacrity. It is said that even the Olympians hesitate to embrace the twin fists until Lady Demeter, once accustomed to tilling the land, stepped forward and accepted the gift. Born of chaos and the underworld, its domain pure utter darkness. Sometimes this dark essence manifests through all the ranging of the dead and all the strife that can unfold beneath the earth. But there are those born of this realm who can absorb the essence, gaining oneness with the underworld, growing stronger with the light. The world itself is alive, in a way, is it not? With the realm of the dead, all of us here, the world with it, we flow through time as blood flows through mortal veins. Look carefully and you will find that which is power, feeling in the earth itself. And like any power, it seeks to be claimed, held. With this in mind, as all due appearance, I suppose, do bloodstones take their name. Master is best known presiding over this vast realm of death beneath the earth. He has another preoccupation, wealth, riches, and the like. Perhaps for its own sake, or perhaps a measure of how effectively he oversees his domain. The underworld is best known as the domain of death, but it is also the domain of countless wealth and riches sent to the river Styx along with the deceased. The equine centaurs are well known for their unlimited endurance. Through their reign has long since passed from the mortal realm above. Their resolve lives on in the underworld. There's not much to eat here in the underworld, conventionally speaking. The pomegranate is a rare exception, having made its way down to these depths, perhaps alongside Lord Hades himself, when he first came to the realm eons ago. Here the blood-red fruit, something of a terrifying power. Master artisan called Daedalus has never known a peer, so it is little accident Lord Hades had selected him from all the shades residing in the underworld to do his bidding for eternity, a hallowed place in Elysium somewhere. Certain artifacts in the realm of Hades are said to be sealed under lock and key to prevent tampering of those not yet prepared to harness their immeasurable might. Those keys, or so they appear, are not so easy to procure. There are ways. The keys lie strewn within Tartarus and beyond. They seem as though composed of shadows themselves, and disintegrate first into dust, then nothingness at all when used. Perhaps the dust merely reforms into another key somewhere in another time. Deep within the unfathomable pits of Tartarus lie the remains of the Titans, once ruled between heaven and earth. Few traces yet remain of them due to the thoroughness of which they were dispatched in the war waged by their offspring, the gods who now reside on Olympus. Though scarce traces exist, a terrible power rests within. Mortals cherish these stones for the brilliant colours, going to lengths to excavate them from the earth, to steal them, to be blunt, from the rightful domain of Master Hades. Master also values them, for light exists in limited supply down here, and the light refracted through a gemstone's facets most valuable of all. The merest glimpse of such dazzling display can spur loathsome shade to action. The Master's name, thus, has Master Hades found it within his realm, a naturally occurring motivation for whatever must be done. Among the hardest, most bedazzling of all substances born beneath the earth, the diamond nonetheless has somewhat of a stately manner, colourless, stoic, next to all the multicoloured stones for which it coexists. But what it arguably lacks in outward beauty it makes up for uses in the sprawling industry of death which Master Hades oversees. Then there's the drink of the gods. It is one of the underworld's most sought-after delicacies, and truly perhaps the only source of genuine lightness there is within life.
Yes, excuse me, is there something I can do for you, Prince Zagreus?
It's nothing. I just thought I'd say that was well fought back there.
There's no returning to the way things used to be, Zag. Now, can I offer you some words of advice? Get over yourself, and get ready to die out there next time we meet.
Megara's whip is very much notorious around these parts, and there are those who say she's more than equal in martial ways. In my equal in martial ways, a gesture I see no reason to test.
What's on the old exchange? All set.
Back, huh? You could be hitting me right now. Yeah, that one's pretty nice.
Autosave. That we will call it there for today. So, as always, I'd like to thank everyone for coming along, and everyone joining. And we will see you all next time.